All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the White Shirt Club. No, I'm kidding. This is
Under
the,
Undershirt Club.
I know, this is the Apprentice Worldwide 2016 kickoff. Woo! Official kickoff. So I'm very excited. My name is Hernan, and that is my buddy Neat, my brother.
Hello, folks.
And we are here live, and we're excited. We're gonna talk a little bit about what we're doing in 2016, and I'm going to give him an update on some of the things that I've been working on with some of the folks that are involved in the Apprentice program. So first, for those of you that are probably wondering what the heck are we talking about, I'm going to tell you that we started Apprentice Worldwide. So apprenticeworldwide.com if you want to find out some information. In 2014, in January 2014, after giving having a dialogue with the University of Miami AK Sci folks, which I got invited by Nate, and after that, we decided to start this organization to help students find a meaning in life. So it's funny, but I found a statistic that said that almost 90% of business students that graduate, that are seniors, still have no idea what they want to do when they graduate. So I'm surprised, but for those folks that go to the University of Miami or schools that tuition is very expensive, you're paying top dollar, and yet you still are trying to figure out basically what your career is going to be, and you don't know, right? And so people graduate and still don't know what they want to do. So we thought of Apprentice Worldwide as a way to help these students find what they want to do and help them accomplish their goals. And as a result, so obviously we changed the model a little bit to allow for now associates, which are people that graduate from the universities, to continue in the program and to get involved in activities and events that support them in their career. And here we are, 2016, with great goals. So we did a lot of things last year, and I recapped earlier in a letter that I posted in our Facebook group. But basically, we're going to continue to support the growth of our organization in the different cities, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. And obviously, we're going to create a curriculum that is common for every network to follow, for apprentices and associates to have a basis to cover. So basically, programs like having salary negotiations and how to do that, how to network, how to deal with difficult people, office politics, things that you don't deal with or learn so much in college. And we're going to try to make sure that we cover that. And at the same time, they're going to continue working on projects. They're going to meet with some of the sponsors or mentors and to continue in their growth of their career. And hopefully, in 2-3 years, they finish the program and then they give back like Nate is doing, right? And his team, and continue supporting the next generation of business professionals. Anything you want to add before we talk about the specifics of the plans?
Yeah, no, I just think that there's been incredible momentum going forward, and everything that we've been putting into work has been, all for the people who just join, or for anybody who doesn't even know about it yet, to ultimately discover what it's about and help guide them in whatever plans that they have to do. So it's been very rewarding, and anybody who's watching, I really encourage you to reach out and learn some more.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we So my goal for every one of the networks is to first to continue supporting the universities, to find ways to reach out to the students, and whether it be at top organizations like Alpha Kappa Psi, which we belong to, or the American Marketing Association, or the Alpha, or Beta Alpha Psi, or any association that has professionals that we want to for them to be part of our network, that qualify for our network, that are committed and want to establish a relationship with our teams. We're gonna try to and talk to them and see if they want to be part of this organization, and then we're gonna continue to provide programming for them. And just so you know, so I am I put the chief volunteer title. In reality, what I do is I do the global coordination, make sure that we continue expanding, and I continue to bring people as sponsors. And then in each one of the cities, so Miami is the most developed because we've been working since 2014, and Nate is the regional director for Miami, and him and his team are the ones that are working on the Miami events. And then obviously we support them with resources, with sponsors, fundraising, whatever it takes for him to accomplish his mission in Miami, is what we're doing. And then, so now he's going to share a little bit. I know that you've been meeting, maybe you want to share with the folks some of the things that you're talking to your team about, in a few minutes.
Sure. You want me to go ahead now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So a couple things we have cooking. We realize there's a few opportunities that we can take advantage of. So first of all, we've had pretty good success with the events that we've had in the fall. We put a few networking events all the way from in Brickell to Coral Gables, and have a good turnout and a mix of people who have been out there, getting them a chance to get exposure to some of these executives who come out, getting the executives a chance to meet different students who are very passionate, and also the associates as well, who have been tremendous. So with that and getting a ton of good feedback, we've decided to do the following. We're going to launch in February, pretty much a training course. It's going to be open to all students, not just students at University of Miami, although that's where it will take place. But it's going to be training, and we're going to begin this whole series. It's going to be every other month, and it will be for the purposes of teaching a lot of these fundamental skills. Primarily, number one, networking, because whenever you're going to go to these events and meet these professionals, there's a certain etiquette, certain mindset you have to have, and even a little bit of strategy in order to be very effective in whatever it is that you're doing to ultimately maximize your time and get something meaningful out of your interactions. So we're going to begin with those sessions. The first one is going to be touching on that. But every other month, we're also going to be changing the topics and the subjects. And then, of course, in between those, we're going to be scheduling those more networking events and opportunities to bring in, like we've been doing in the fall, bring in more executives, bring in more students together, and a chance to interact and truly build those relationships. Now, all of our training programs, we're going to even encourage a lot of our sponsors to come out to them and maybe even watch the students engage, hear them interact, etc. But it will be mainly for them. But we've had many who have given us good feedback about wanting to be more supportive in terms of training and coaching. So we're taking advantage of that as well. As far as the events that we're going to have for the networking, those we're also going to get a few guest speakers to touch on different subject areas in life, particularly since you just mentioned, Hernan, about students who don't understand their meaning or their purpose or where they're headed. We already have certain sessions we're planning where on one of those nights, some of our guest speakers will be certain individuals who have already been very influential, particularly professionally and also in guiding and leadership through managing your own life and making sure that you have a balance in there. On top of that, many speakers that we have coming up are also going to touch on the very just strictly professional aspects. Whether it be how to get ahead in your professional career, how to make the most of, starting out, and a lot of the same topics that you already mentioned, Hernan. So this is something that we have in the works, and the team that I'm working with, they're incredible. They've all been putting in a ton of work. They've contributed with great ideas, reached out to many of the people involved. So we're currently finalizing a lot of that. We have a meeting next weekend. We're going to have a little weekend, several sessions throughout the weekend in order to go over some things to finally begin to go ahead and launch our 2016 plans, get that information out to everyone. And we've also taken advantage to try to formalize our communications to get everyone on board and track, the progress of each one of the individuals who are coming on board. So that's a little bit of an insight of what's been cooking, and you will see much more detail. It looks like it's going to be after next weekend. So in about 2 weeks, we're going to begin our marketing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, we are too.
It's going to be fun. A few of these at least.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So obviously on my part for the Miami group, what I'm trying is to continue to develop new industry professionals that are sponsors for the apprentices to have greater breadth of industry experts. So for example, obviously, so Nate and I are bankers. So we know a lot of bankers. Now I purposely have been, quote unquote, recruiting sponsors in technology, manufacturing, the legal profession, in accounting, and I'm getting a lot more entrepreneurs that are successful professionals, that are entrepreneurs, commercial real estate leaders. People that have shipping companies and so on and so forth, so that the apprentices have and meet people from that they'll be working with in the future. So maybe those people are their future, not only their future bosses or their mentors, but also business partners or suppliers or buyers. Who knows? What exchange will happen. So that I'm working with some of the guys in Miami, some of the sponsors in Miami, like Chris Principe, to be able to accomplish that. On a national level, I have decided to include more people to work with us nationally. And I actually asked Tatiana Pansardi from World City to be our chief marketing officer, to put a strategy around our branding and our social media. And we'll work with some of the volunteers that have been working with the social media to have a cohesive brand as we continue to expand. And I asked Nancy Arroyo, who has worked in accounting, is an accounting professional, finance and operations, to handle our fundraising and treasury efforts to make sure that we can get corporate sponsorships in the future to support some of the events. So I'm excited about that. That's going to help us out a lot. You know how we've been putting our own money sometimes to fund a lot of the events, so hopefully we'll be able to get some other people to support us that way. So that's going to be cool. And they said yes, they're excited. So we're going to talk about that later on. I also called one of my friends who's the president of the Cuban American Bar Association, Javi Lopez, to be our legal advisor in the in the chance that we become an association in the future. So we start working in the different jurisdictions to make sure that we have that and that we have consistent documentation. So obviously, we're going to put out a documents that have the minimum requirements for all these people, and we're also going to have make sure that people don't go rogue and decide to do Apprentice Worldwide on their own and then just do something totally crazy. So we're gonna get some support from our legal team, and they're also sponsors. So obviously, the people that are studying law can work with them in these initiatives. So that's what we're doing at a national level. And then I spoke to Abimael, who's one of the board of advisors in Puerto Rico. They're getting together to create the plan and agenda for 2016 as well in the next few weeks. We already have a sponsor, which is a professor at the University of Puerto Rico. And then there's two other universities, the Inter-American University, Sacred Heart University, that the associate teams, Christian, who's the associate leader there, and his team will be working on. So one thing that I'm going to ask you, Nate, is to talk to Christian about helping him out, because he's starting what you've been doing for for a year and a half. He's just starting with. So we might have to do a meeting to support him.
Sure.
And then Andrea Ortiz, who worked with us, is going to help us out with the Orlando team. And we have
very good.
a great team there. We have like close to 10, 15 people, which the majority are sponsors and associates. But then we have Giselle, who's one of the associates there. She's doing her MBA at Rollins College.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to help us liaise with Rollins. And then Tim Vigo, who is an HSI brother and a regional management team for the Southeast in HSI. He's going to, we're asking him to help us out a little bit with UCF, which is his home chapter, and create some contacts for us there. So he's busy with his baby, but I'm sure he can find a little bit of time to help us out. But so Orlando is going to be up and running. Puerto Rico is going to be doing great. I'm talking to Juliana and Jefferson about the universities in Brazil, and then Milton has spoken with Colleen, who came from Chicago, is now in Miami, but they're trying to get some associates to help Milton Santiago with the Chicago expansion. And then obviously you and your team went to New York and got some of the people excited. So we got a few sponsors out of it, and now we're organizing, hopefully an event in New York that we can all go to. So,
sure.
There's a few other cities that I've been talking to people. So Houston, Dallas, San Francisco, Los Angeles. Those four are that we have some people there that express, some sort of interest. And then we have people in the UK as well. And then I'm challenging somebody to take us to Korea. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we can do something about that.
Yeah. We can strong arm some people.
Yeah.
But, bro, so this was an impromptu thing, and I'm excited about it. I wanted to share the news.
Yeah, very good.
With everybody live with you too. And, I appreciate all everybody is doing to support young professionals. And again, if somebody asks you what Apprentice Worldwide is, Apprentice Worldwide is a career development and networking organization for students and young professionals, supported by experienced executives or sponsors, what we call them. And the reason we call them sponsors, so you know, is because it's like NASCAR sponsors cars and they put their label. We want to make sure that people understand that these are people that we value and that have a good future, and we'll support them.
Yeah.
And, we in life, we've had many mentors that have done that with us. We're giving back, and this is what we do to serve. So I appreciate what you're doing, Nate, and what Lisbeth and Valerie in Puerto Rico, everybody, Betty in Orlando, Sandra, you name it, Ted, Carrie. So I'm gonna forget now. There's so many people that are involved.
Yeah.
We have close to 60, 70 people already. A lot of people, but all to help out, and God willing, we'll continue doing this work, and we'll keep helping people out, and we'll continue growing with quality people. So yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
And then we're gonna do more of these things. You like the blabs? So
no, it's great.
Pretty cool. Next time we can interview people and talk about. We can do even career development events here on. So we don't have to get out of our homes even.
Yeah.
So there's a blab that I did with Chris Principe, which I recommend everybody to look at if you can, which is in my profile, which Chris talks about how he got into the business and a lot about networking and the value of participating in organizations. So take a look at that program if you can. And obviously find out more about Apprentice Worldwide through apprenticeworldwide.com, or go to the Facebook site, facebook.com/Apprentice Worldwide. Click like, and then if you have a question, send us a message or reach out to anybody that told you about it. So we have many ambassadors. Just reach out to them, and then we'll find you. We'll find you. We'll help you out, and whatever you want to do to help, you're more than welcome. So, did I miss anything?
No. I think covered it pretty good. It's getting exciting.
Awesome. All right, bro. We'll have fun in Orlando, and we'll talk next week.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, bro.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.